Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Wowhead Weekly number 67, 68, I don't know, 60-something. This week we have a bunch to talk about. Even though there wasn't a new alpha build, there's still a bunch of things that we need to discuss. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my lovely co-host, Wowhead Site Manager, Perculia.
Hey everyone, Murloc Pepe is here. He's very cute.
So cute.
And we didn't have a build, but we do have a lot of toys and fishing poles and transmog. So, as usual, let's start with all of the alpha news.
Yes! I'm super excited about this. So I put a video for you so that everybody could see it. But we do finally have 3D models of the artifact fishing pole that's coming in Legion.
It is so ridiculous.
It really is ridiculous.
Just watch when it pans around. It's like Murloc, bony.
It's like a mix between a Murloc and like one of those deep sea light up fishies.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
It's so absurd.
It's really, really absurd. I'm glad they went here though. I think that one of the great things about World of Warcraft is that it's a game that has never really taken itself too seriously. So I like that we see things like that are just silly and fun. And now, do we know how it is acquired yet?
We don't know, but there is data for it in the artifact calculator, and with the artifact calculator, you can pick your traits in a certain order, and they try to have the traits placed in a way that resembles, like, the way a weapon looks, and the traits are arranged to look like a fish for the fishing calculator. And there's fun things like you turn into a fish underwater, or when you auto-attack, you do more damage, or you have increased chance to catch things when you fish. So we know it's probably coming because we've got that detailed fishing pole, we've got some alternate colors, and we have all the abilities, but it's a mystery how you get it right now on the
I
alpha.
am interested. And so far in the alpha, too, like everybody I know has an excess of artifact power right now because they're capping it so that you can't just use all your artifact power at once. So adding something like this in, like, you know, an artifact fishing weapon, plus you'll have your off-spec, I feel like it's not... I was very concerned about that. That was something I expressed concern about from day one, that, like, how are you going to have an off-spec if all of this happens? And it seems like we should have enough artifact power to have an off-spec and a fishing pole.
Exactly.
So I very much approve of this. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Demon Hunter tier 19 and the matching cloaks?
Yeah, so the Demon Hunter thing is not the exciting model news, but just to get it out of the way first. A while back, we data mined the Mythic Demon Hunter set, which came in red and brown for PvP, and then this past build completed the normal set, which is similar but has a few less details, and that comes in 4 colors like teal and purple and green and black and red for the Horde PvP set. So we made a video of the Demon Hunter tier 19 armor, and with that I think we've previewed all of the sets except for, I want to say, Warrior at this point, so we've got videos of everything else besides that. Demon Hunter wasn't everyone's favorite set. They thought it looked more like a quest set, and I think it could have used a kilt, but, you know, there's other cool sets out there, and there's Transmog, which, transition.
Transition. So I thought this was super cool, by the way.
No, this was awesome. Yeah, this was super cool. We have a video on it, too.
Yeah, I didn't put the video in this video. That would have been far too convenient. Sorry, guys.
So there are capes that match every data mined tier 19 set for Legion, including the color for the normal variation, the color for the heroic variation, and then like a slightly more elaborate cape for the mythic version. And these capes come in all different sizes, ranging from a really short cape to a full flowing cape.
That's so awesome.
That is super cool. And
that's so cool. I feel like that is
I like that.
Well, it feels like forever capes have always been something that they just don't match, and you either have to transmog or unshow your cape. So I really like that somebody put the thought into it, especially with having different variations for different difficulties as well.
Yeah, what I really like about them is I'm almost speculating, are they going to be an official part of the tier set? Like, is this Diablo with 6 pieces in a set now versus 5 pieces?
Oh, that'd be cool.
6-piece bonuses.
I would be totally okay with that. Okay with that. Oh,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
I'm not sure. I think that would be cool. And we haven't data mined any of the item set bonuses yet, so we don't really know how that all fits together. But I don't. It's just really cool seeing that
it's
finally,
cool.
after 11 years of WoW, there are capes that match armor you're meant to equip.
So That's super exciting. And last week, we talked a little bit about the lack of Pepe in Legion. I mean, it was literally right at the end of our stream. We were like, oh, why isn't Pepe in Legion? This is so lame. And bam! Pepe in Legion. Perk.
I was so excited.
I genuinely think that he was put in the expansion for you. He's in the Rogue Order Hall. He's dressed up as a ninja. He's too high, so you can't interact with him yet. But, like, is he going to show up in more Order Halls?
I don't know. I mean, of course I'm happy. And, okay, Pepe's doing a celebration dance. But, I mean, I was super excited he was in the Rogue Hall. And I was, like, oh, Pepe must have been the one to sneak in all the extra loot because they added Pepe when they
added all the loot, yeah.
Yeah, they added all, like, Pepe's, perched right above all the new loot they added in this build. So I'm like, oh, Pepe's the one responsible bringing all those garrison.
I just thought it was...
he just opened all the salvage crates in the Rogue Hall.
So good. I think it's so funny, though, because it was literally the last thing we talked about last week. And then it was like we were barely done with the podcast and you found that out. So that was super cool. And I hope to see him show up somewhere else. I feel like of all the things that people have to complain about in Warlords of Draenor, Pepe was a very well-liked addition, so I would like to see him stick around.
Yeah, I could see, I mean, like the Viking one, that could be, the Vrykul, like that ties into the Order Hall pretty well.
Yeah.
And the Knight Pepe could be a paladin, and I guess rogues could also have the Pirate Pepe for outlaws.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, well, that would make rogues get
rogues get more.
I think it would be kind of cute if they moved him around, like every time they did like a server reset on Tuesdays, if Pepe was in a different location.
That would be cute.
That would be cute. But the fact that he's in a disguise just kind of makes me feel like he might show up somewhere else.
He likes that idea.
I love that idea too.
He likes being in places that are not the garrison, because he's tired of the garrison too.
Well, listen,
that's why he likes sitting on people's heads, so he can use the garrison.
Take me with you. I too am sick of standing around in my garrison. So I'm going to flip it over to you to talk a little bit about the new artifact acquisitions that were in the last build.
We can put up the spoiler button because I
have a spoiler button, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here it comes.
Okay.
Here it comes. Bam!
Oh, wow. Okay, so these are actually not huge spoilers. It's not like some of the other stuff we've talked about, but they are tied to acquiring your artifact in Legion, and maybe you're a huge fan of that storyline, so just, better safe than sorry. So the one that we previewed today was the Restoration Shaman artifact weapon, and you get the weapon is called the Caduceus of Ashara, and you might be like, why are shamans dealing with Ashara? Like, this doesn't seem to make, that's more like night elves, not shaman.
What? No one would ever say that about anything going on with shamans in Legion. You're crazy.
And you actually get sent to the Abyssal Maw in Throne of the Tides, and Ashara's handmaidens want to corrupt the powerful waters that the artifact weapon responds to, and you're sort of in a race against time to wield the weapon correctly versus her Naga handmaidens using the artifact power for evil. And the shaman that tries to get the artifact, who is captured and held as bait, her name is Adele with an extra E, and of course she's in the Abyssal Depths, so haha, look, reference, very funny. Yes. So that's, it's nothing too fancy there. You are healing. It's nice how there is actually a party UI, so you heal other NPCs in your party. You get to befriend a sea giant, which is kind of cool. And that's one of the more simple quests. Thrall does show up in the initial part of the quest, where all shaman defeat this infernal invasion, and then Thrall seems a bit defeated and confused and sad, and then isn't there for the rest of the quest line. So that is Restoration Shaman. It comes with a shield, which changes appearance based on what the main hand looks like, and both can be transmogged. And we have all of the known colors and tints up on Wowhead's model viewer, so you can start previewing that. A new one is the Vengeance Demon Hunter artifact quest, which is for the Alderachi Warblades. This was added in the previous build, but the elevator was broken because elevators are evil, so we just previewed it now. And in this one, you go back to the Broken Shore, which is sort of the initial thing you'll be doing in Legion, and you rescue some demon hunters, you use abilities like Spectral Sight, And the big thing is that one of the demon hunters sort of turned and is now working with the Burning Legion, and you're trying to rescue the weapons because she is draining the souls of all these other demon hunters around her. So, if you're curious what the Broken Shore looks like, because I believe that's related to the Legion pre-event, check out the video because you get to see more of that evil-looking, sad scenery. And what's also cool about the Demon Hunter starting quest is that after you do the scenario, you get to unlock your artifact and pick the traits. And it's more involved for a Demon Hunter. It's not like, oh, look, here's the calculator, click on a button. There's actually a little cutscene talking about sort of how the Legion is gaining in power and how they care so much about it and have to do some things. So I like the extra immersion there.
Yeah, for sure.
So subtlety rogues, they're actually kind of interesting. One reason is that we did the quest as Outlaw because subtlety was not tuned very well on the alpha, and we still wanted to do it to show the lore. But the other reason is that they really revamped the Rogue Order Hall, this build, and they also redid the earlier part of the quest that all rogues do. So previously, for the Order Hall, you had to fight your way onto the special table with Garona and some other NPCs, and you had to fight Vanessa Van Cleef for a spot. And they seem to have removed her from that whole thing. And now, when you show up in the Order Hall, everyone's like, oh, wow, you're so awesome. Please take your rightful seat, and there's no dueling or any of that. So, that is a big change. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but my immersion.
I know. And what I liked about this when you pick your weapon is that you talk to different people sitting around the table to hear their different plans, and each person represents a spec. So that does feel a little more immersive than just pick your artifact. I think pops up. And
you're a good rogue.
Exactly. And the subtlety rogue ones is after the fall of Sargeras, his personal hound Gormor, his dreadlords took to the hound's best teeth back to the Legion homeworld. Upon the Great Demon Forge, they forged the fangs into a pair of daggers said to still carry Gormor's venom, able to twist the very air around them into shadow. And then Kil'jaeden's top assassin was called upon to wield the fangs, and she's used them to great effect ever since, and no one has been able to stop her. And this one I like because you had to go around Dalaran and interrogate different people, but Valyra Sanguinar is very concerned that Khadgar would be mad at you if he knew what you were doing. So it added some flavor that you have to get the job done, and if people don't agree with you, you have to do something else. And then at one point, you have to do stealthing things and not kill anyone. And then the biggest surprise is that when you go into the demon area to meet up with this, fell rogue, Kil'jaeden actually shows up. He does this big, explosion from a pit of green fell energy, like he did in Sunwell. So that's pretty cool. And as usual, he blesses Akari's blades, and then she, you kill her, and then you get these super awesome powered weapons. Finally, trying to go through it fast, the Arms Warrior artifact. It's kind of funny because it sort of plays off the Shadow Priest artifact questline. In the Shadow Priest one, you greatly weaken, this corruption underground in Tirisfal Glades. But then with the Warrior one, it's like, oh, I guess he was weakened but didn't die, so the Shadow Priest kind of left.
Where is the corruption that's in Tirisfal Glades? Is it near that weird circle that nobody knows what it is?
I'm not. So it's called the. Oh God, I'm not going to pronounce this. It's C''Thraxi, and it's a monster that slew Odin's brother Tyr and later Thoradin, who found this tomb with evil, ancient, corrupted forces.
Interesting.
So it's kind of cool because you get to swim in the water, and then there's all these, ghosts, and it's related to the Hall of Valor and old warriors, but then it's old gods and shadow priests and shadow magic, and I just find it really funny how the shadow priest left the mess for the Arms Warrior to clean up.
It seems like all of the artifact quests are just a little weird isn't the word I want to use, but it's monks are showing up in the shaman one, and here's all these shadow priests showing up in the Arms Warrior one. It's just funny the way that they decided to have cameos.
Another thing about the with the warriors in general is that so many warriors are dead. Like, there's not a lot of warriors that you can just, like, say and have them be recognizable.
Yeah.
Even with the lore, it's like, oh, you know, like, oh, like the noble warriors or warriors of the light and they were paladins, or, you know, night elf sentinels were sort of, you know, hunter hybrids, and it's just hard to think of a lot of
there's no really
warrior
I mean, even
in like a gladiator.
Yeah, even in like Hearthstone, the warrior is Garrosh.
Yeah. And it's like, well,
isn't Bran Bronzebeard, isn't he a warrior?
I thought he was like
Bran Bronzebeard.
I thought he was just like I thought he just was the archaeology guy.
I feel like there's a dwarf that's a known warrior.
Moradin?
Oh, that could be the guy.
Yeah. So I mean, so
we have Muradin.
Yeah.
Who I just called Bran Bronzebeard. All right, I tried. Okay, Alliance lore isn't my
probably
strong
related.
suite.
Yeah.
They're dwarves. They're like cousins or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, the chat's about to explode on me. This is worse than when I messed up who was in the Super Bowl.
But yeah, I guess we're done with the artifact section. Just to remind people, we have videos of all of these. If you want to check out the lore or the different dialogue that's being said, we have that transcribed, and that's also in the video. And we also have videos of all the weapon models if you want to see what all the appearances look like in high definition.
Yeah. Wowhead's YouTube channel in general has like tons of content, so if you have not subscribed to that, it's very different than it has been in the past. The past like 3-4 months, it's been like a video every day, whether it's weapons or we're trying. But there's some interesting stuff going on with professions as well in Legion, and we talked about this briefly, I want to say like 3 weeks ago. But Inscription scribes will make steamy romance novels in Legion.
Yep.
So good. This is my true calling in life.
Yep, it's this was a very popular update, so I find it funny.
Sheesh.
You like we talked about herbalism, you get these quests, and along the way it's not just like, oh, make a bunch of stuff and your skill level goes up, and at level 108 you have this quest series to find the author of all the romance novels.
Oh god!
When you find him, he's just retired, and he says that he'll teach you how to write a novel. And this is really funny because you choose what phrases to use, and then based on your choices you get a unique book that is called a romantical novel, Legion Lust. And the guy hates it and says that the writing is terrible, and he's like, fine, I'll just teach you how to make a few books.
Oh no, that's real. Oh god, of elven bondage? No! Nightborn of the Living Dead, Waves of Desire. Oh my god. So good. So good. Oh my god, I was just gonna make a joke about 50 Shades of Greymane, and there's a new hero called Crispin Greymane. Ridiculous. Blizzard, please.
They have like these awful references to the novels in them, like all the heroines in all three end up biting their lips a lot, and like at the end everyone faints.
Oh my god, Crispin Greymane. He's a Worgen, right?
So Crispin Greymane I think is a dwarf, but then in the other ones it's Crispin Gravesbane, and he's an undead. And there's like weird things about his body parts falling off.
No! Moving on to skinning. Or not. Ew, oh god! I don't like that transition. Moving from steamy romance novels to skinning. Gosh.
Okay.
But skinning is more interesting in Legion than it has been in previous expansions.
Yep. You can skin different types of mobs, and you get drops from them that start quests for different perks, and even some items, which I didn't expect at first, but I discovered that today as I was skinning everything. And some of the perks are like, you find materials while gathering leather, or you can get unbroken teeth and claws, which are good for leather working, or you get extra meat when you skin creatures, or you get more of an item when you skin it. So, that stuff is pretty neat, but what was really cool is that some of the quests like teach you more about the lore behind the wildlife, or they send you to different NPCs that it would make sense that they would like skinning. So, for example, you go to Hemmick Nessingwary in High Mountain to return a scrap of his pants, and
okay. Like, I should have a not safe for work tag. Like, I made a spoiler tag. Like, I need a not safe for work tag. So far, we've talked about steamy romance novels, Crisp and Gray, which we transitioned to skinning, and now Hemmick Nessingwary seems to have lost his pants.
So you return the pants that have been obscured by tooth marks and drool.
Oh! Okay.
Which is making everything worse.
Like, whose teeth and whose drool? What? I'm sorry for the children in the chat.
And he gives you a quest to, you kill a bunch of wildlife in, like, each zone, and you get something called a Deadeye Monocle, which is a cosmetic helm that's a monocle. And that's really cool. It's cosmetic
that's cool.
Because everyone can...
Oh, transmog it.
Yep.
That's so cool. I love that they're adding more cosmetic items, and I love that one of them is a monocle. I'm gonna have a monocle.
Yep.
This is great. I read about the other one, too, the Mother's Skinning Knife. I mentioned that in a video a couple of weeks ago. That's really cool. You can get a skinning knife that lets you long-distance skin. You can skin from 40 yards away. So it's like the Looterang for skins.
And that quest has some flavor behind it, too. Like, you find this... I don't know. This one is also bad. You go to track down the storm drakes, and there's a mother and her grown-up son, and the mother is dead because a storm dragon killed her. But they have this weird relationship because you have to... Of
course they do!
You have to return her skinning knife, and apparently she got mad at the son for not doing something correctly, so she tried throwing the knife at him and missed, and the knife is, like, embedded up in the mountain. Except he's also really mad that the storm dragon killed his mother, so you have to kill the dragons as revenge. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on there, if these, like, off in the woods, you know, hillbilly skinners are, like, throwing knives at each other. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Like, somebody had a lot of fun with Professions in Legion. Like, somebody just had... Because the herbalism stuff, we talked about it last week, the herbalism stuff is super fun. Like, there's one flower that spawns a little fox that hangs out with you. There's another one that, like, runs around and drops flowers, then you run over them and you get more. I mean, all the professions so far seem super cool. None of them have been quite as gross as the inscription and the skinning, but that's okay. Moving on to things that are going on live servers is that Lunarfest is right now. If you didn't know, look at that graphic. It's so festive.
Fireworks.
Fireworks. You should have seen, I look crazy, like, flying around trying to get that screenshot. But Wowhead put up a video guide today on Lunarfest if you're interested in getting, I believe it's called Honor Your Elders, or To Honors One's Elders. That's the achievement for getting all of the achievements, and it counts towards, oh, what a long, strange trip it's been. The Elder achievements are pretty quick. Like, you can definitely do them in, like, a day. So if you're trying to do that at all, worth doing. Plus, you get a cool title. You get Elder as the title. Like I said, the guide went up today on Wowhead. I kept it really short this time. It's only like 4 minutes. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be seeing more of that in the future. I think I'm going to do another guide for Lunar Love is in the Air. Jeez.
Yeah, and there's actually nothing new added this year, which is always sad because people love holiday updates. But if you are a new player or you didn't do stuff last year because there was Garrisons or Blackrock Foundry, there were some new things added last year, like Eloon's Lantern is now a toy. There's the Everlasting Alliance and Horde Firework. If you get one for 25 coins, you automatically learn the other. There's a Perky Blaster for the Perky Pug. There are new firework schematics, and if you have nothing to spend Coin of Ancestry on, there are new armor casings to upgrade your heirlooms.
I need a second. There's a bug kamikazeing my face.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with that, so I'm just gonna flip it over to you while I go commit like some bug murder. BRB.
Okay.
Spoiler tag? You need the spoiler tag?
No, it's actually the Wowhead feature.
All right. Hold on. Do you want me to put the screenshot of that
up? Sure. Yeah.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
BRB.
All right. So, talking about new Wowhead features that are going on, we launched a way for people to save and share their custom transmog sets on Wowhead, and that is the new outfit feature. And this is a picture of what one of the saved outfits looks like. And to set an outfit up, you just, if you were to use transmog, you're probably using the dressing room. You just hit save on the dressing room, and then there's a prompt to save as new outfit, and you enter in the title, and that gets added to your user page on an outfit tab, and then our new outfit database. And the cool part is that this also works for Legion items if you're on the Legion version of the dressing room and outfits. So you can, make a demon hunter or, make artifact weapons and plan all this in advance. And you can then save that Legion outfit with friends. And it's a sort of an interactive feature because on the outfits page, it shows a model of your exact character, and the Wowhead database will pull in any gear that's an exact match. So, like, if you are using something that's really difficult to get, but there's an easier version to get it, both items will show up on the page to help other users. Neat. And there's also a place where people can rate and leave comments and leave screenshots. And if you go to the outfit homepage, which is wowhead.com/outfits, it lists all the outfits, and then you can filter by name, by class, and by race because, no one wants to see a set that looks amazing on Draenei that's really bad on Undead and vice versa. And you can make as many as you like. There's no restrictions. The one thing is that if you make a set, you can't edit it because you suppose people left comments or screenshots talking about how a set looked and then you changed the really important thing on it. But yeah, it's a really cool feature. We've had hundreds of sets submitted so far in like 48 hours, which is super cool. We have people that have made...
That's a lot.
Like 50 transmog sets, like one person. So that's awesome that people are really liking the feature so much. And
yeah,
we've been reading a lot of feedback and have plans for, maybe more filters, or maybe on an item page we'll show like the top 5 upvoted transmog outfits that match it.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
So, yeah, awesome feature with that, and thanks everyone that decided to make transmog outfits and share them. And yeah, I can't stress enough how good it is just for artifacts, because artifacts have lots of different styles.
Yeah.
And you can start planning in advance and save exactly what it looks like on your character.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Legion gear already available to see in that, so you can see if there's stuff that you want that you can currently get as opposed to stuff that's in the future. Someone in the chat actually said that they were using that outfits tool today because they were drawing and they were using it as an art reference so they could put all the gear they wanted.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, I thought
I want to see the art. Yeah.
I want to see the art. Please tweet the art.
It's just fun to, we make something and then people use it in a way, so it's nice to see people using it.
Yeah, I'll have to do a bunch of my outfits because I have a bunch saved in my add-on in World of Warcraft, so I'll have to move some of them over. I have a transmog that I absolutely love, but I have to get through all the Brawlers Guild to get the shirt that is necessary, and I'm so lazy. Like, I know it's not that I can't do it, I'm just like, but I have to grind Valor, and I have to do this, and I have to do that, so never happens. But I'm super excited about this. So we were just talking about, earlier, we were talking about having some merchandise to show you guys. So do you want to do the Warcraft movie stuff first, or do you want me to do the Overwatch stuff first?
I'd say you do the Overwatch stuff first.
So I got this jacket. This is from the Blizzard store. It says Overwatch on the arm, and then it's got the patch on the chest. The webcam's mirrored. I'm having trouble. It doesn't have a hood, so it's like a track jacket, but it's really soft and really warm. This is a men's extra small, and it fits me really good. Like, the arms are nice and long. And I usually wear like a women's medium, if that helps anybody. Then I also got, Perk has this jacket too. I also got the Overwatch varsity style jacket, which is a little bit thicker of a material. It almost reminds me of kind of in between a track jacket and like a windbreaker. It says Overwatch on the back. It's got like a hood that sort of gives the appearance like it's detached, but it's not. Then it's got different color sleeves than the chest. It's got the Overwatch patch on the chest. And then it's actually, you can't really see it, but it's got the Overwatch logo on all of the buttons. This runs really small. If you buy this, get it like 2 sizes too big because it runs very, very small. Like,
the buttons are also snap buttons, so there's less give and take.
Yeah, there's definitely less. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. But I noticed that when you look at the sizing stuff, the arm length is very different between a small, a medium, and a large. Which I'm kind of tall, and Perk's fun sized. So the small fit her great, and then the arms were like up to here on me. So I also got a few of the Overwatch t-shirts. I got the long sleeved.
Oh, I didn't get these yet. That's super nice.
I got the long sleeved Pharaoh one, which is really cute. It's got like a wide sort of boat neck. Then I got the Winston one.
Nice.
So cute with the gorilla on it.
I think that neckline's a little bit unique as well. Like, it's not a straight,
I said this thing. Yeah,
t-shirt.
they did kind of like this boat neckline as opposed to just regular t-shirts. That's the same on this Bastion shirt, too, has the kind of different neckline. I love the Bastion shirt.
Yeah, I want to get that one.
So good. And
it has a bird on it.
My favorite one is the Tracer shirt, and I like it because this is a really bright, like, fluorescent orange. Like, I don't know if it's like highlighter orange. It's like the best color ever. And I was actually commenting when I got this stuff, like how far Blizzard merchandise has come specifically for women. Like, it used to just be like black shirts with something printed on them, and then if there was a women's version, it was just the same exact thing on a very standard. And now they really have, they have all these different necklines. Like the Reaper shirt is like a butterfly top. They have all these, Perk and I are getting a bunch of stuff for the next show with like the chiffon tops, the knitted sweaters, the leggings.
Yeah, different tank tops,
which there were two different styles. Like there's the kind like our Horde and Alliance ones like we already have, but then there's this new style that has like this tie in the back. So really, really cool. If you're interested, all of this stuff is available from the Blizzard store, which we actually have a coupon code for because you guys liked it so much. Last time, Blizzard gave us another code for this month, so you can get 15% off any WoW merchandise at the Blizzard Gear Shop, which includes those nice canvas wall hangs that you see behind me, Pepe, the blankets, there's hoodies, there's pop figures, all sorts of stuff. So check that out, and we're getting a new code every month, hopefully. So yeah, that's cool. And then, Pepe, I have my Pepe too. And then all those...
It's like, hi me, I'm 15%
I'm
off.
15%. People always ask me where I get my posters. Those actually aren't posters. They're like 1-inch wall hangs. So they're on a wooden frame and they're like stretched canvas. And they're super, super, super nice. Like in person, they're so vivid. They're really, really nice. So if you want those, 15% off is a pretty good discount. That's valid through the 29th. Transition. Transition. So we talked about this a little last week, Perk and I did, that Toys R Us is now carrying some Warcraft movie merchandise. So we got a bunch of it. Which ones did you get, Perk? Because I only got one.
I made 2 trips to the Toys R Us, and I got the budget line of the 2-inch tall, like, super cheap figurines. I got Doomhammer and the Axe of Durotan. And then I also got one of the nicer 6-inch figurines, and they only had one of those in stock.
Oh.
So, which one should we talk about? Or
Did you get this pack?
No, I didn't get the pack.
All right, so I'll show this pack, and then you can show yours because you have a lot more anyways. So I'll make this full screen so that you guys can see a little bit better. You can get these online. This one was $24.99. I got it online with free shipping, and it is, the glare is brutal. This is the Lothar Blackhand Battle in a Box set. And I'm going to go ahead and say, first off, I really want to complain because this side says Lothar, but then he's over here. And then this side says Blackhand, and then he's over here. And that's so odd to me. It's like whoever packaged this just didn't care. And I also feel like this is kind of expensive for what you get. Like, these figures are not articulated. They're stuck in those positions. Like, you can't move them at all. Which, for the Griffin is articulated. But then, the Griffin, you can move his wings, but I think it's only to accommodate putting him on the Griffin. Right. So it just seems like a lot for $25 to have 0 articulation. And I mean... Yeah,
I mean, like, we collect a lot of stuff, so, we're used to...
Well, mostly when I got it, I was comparing it to, like... How much did you pay for your 6-inch figure?
He was also $24.99.
Okay, so I don't know what kind of quality he is, right? But the NECA figures for Heroes of the Storm are
super
phenomenal.
nice.
Like, they're so nice. Like, the hair is articulated. Every piece of clothing is individual. You can do the wrists. And a lot of the torsos have a double ball joint, so they move, like, the top and the hips move. Like, they're so nice. So, like, when you compare it to something like that, it seems expensive. But the licensing on this, it's not like they're licensing this with Blizzard. They're licensing this with Legendary, so I bet the licensing fees are more expensive. And then I didn't think the paint job was, like, very, very great either, to be honest. Like, I think the Wyvern and the Wolf are really nice. But then the characters themselves are
I think maybe they took people from the budget series and just stuck them in. And you're sort of,
So, well, what did you get?
Okay, so I'll show the weapons first. I made 2 trips because one day they only had the budget figurines, and they said to come back on Sunday for more. And when they gave me the budget figurines, they, like... I dropped something.
Oh,
okay,
no.
Anyway, we'll talk about that when I pick that up.
We'll talk about that later.
I got... Yeah, this is right side up.
Down. Down a little. Oh, too close. Back it up towards your face.
This good?
Little back. Little up. Perfect.
Okay, this is Doomhammer.
This is Doomhammer.
If you didn't know, after we, talk about shamans and what happens with Roll but yeah, this is the toy hammer. I want to say this was between $20 and $30. I forget the exact price. It doesn't have a super detailed paint job on it, but the text is a battle-hardened brother in arms to Duratan. Argrim's brute force on the battlefield makes him a powerful ally, wielder of the legendary Doomhammer, who will bravely follow his chieftain into the unknown. And then the packaging on the back looks like this.
You know what it is? They're very much children's toys. They're not collectibles.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And like,
I don't feel like I'm the intended market for these.
They look like just toys that would be marketed towards like little rough and tumble boys.
Is this holding it okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so this is the Axe of Duratan, and lots of comments being like, why doesn't it have its actual in-game name? Why is it just Axe of Duratan? But this is Chieftain of the Frostwolf clan. Duratan is one of the bravest warriors in all of Orckind. Master of the battle axe, he will do whatever it takes to ensure the safety of his family and the future of his clan.
So it also seems weird to me that they would do 2 horde weapons.
I was just going to say that, because when you turn it around and you look at the bottom, it's like other weapons in the series are, and they only, list one more. It's not like, more coming soon.
I guess you can move their arms. Sorry, I was opening this as... You can move his little arms, so... They're rubbery, too. I would have kind of thought they would have been hard plastic. But
yeah, they're
rubbery, and you can only move his arms. Those are the only thing that have any articulate... The wolf is nice, though. I think the paint job on the wolf is significantly better.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like the wolf was kind of part of the nicer line, and then they took budget figurines from the 2-pack line and sort of stuck them together, if that makes sense. The scaling on them, too, the wolf and the griffin, they're so much bigger than...
Well, I guess, when you see them on it, it's about the right size for a mount. I do actually really like his shoulder details.
Yeah.
They're not bad. The sculpting is not bad. I just think the paint is horrible.
Yeah. So, let's see. People can see this. This is, Garona.
I'm talking to myself. Sorry.
Okay. So, this is Garona. And I know last week on the show, we said that we hoped that there would be female characters that had figurines. And it turns out there are.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, there's 4 different budget packs you can get. And there's, a mix of, Alliance Soldier versus, Duratan and Horde Soldier versus Alliance, and Lothar and Alliance Soldier, and Garona's in one of them, and I kept asking the Toys R Us to keep checking their inventory to see if they actually had a Garona, and they finally found one for me.
Oh, they magically found one.
So, her arms move, she has, her own weapon, she doesn't have much articulation. The sculpting is okay, but the paint job is pretty...
lacking. But honestly, I could see people getting really interested in this because you can use a Mr. Don't do this if you can't paint, but you can use a Mr. Clean magic eraser to take paint off of figures like this. And if you are talented in that area, these are not a bad price if you were wanting to repaint them. Yeah.
So I just brought Garona out. I have the other 7 in another room, but yeah, they're 2. They're in really cheap packaging. You just rip them out of the packaging. You can't really save it or anything. There's 8 in the series. I believe at BlizzCon, when they previewed the series, they had one more that was featured, and that was meant to be Medivh, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
Oh, that sucks. He would have been cool.
Yeah. And then this is...
Oh, back up a little. I've got your camera zoomed in more than you can see. Okay, there you go. Up a little. You're good. Oh, let me take the spoiler tag off. Sorry, guys. Now you get a permanent spoiler tag. He looks okay.
Yeah, I'll take him out of the box because glare. But, yeah, so his box... here's the back. So, yeah. So, for his box, it's a box you can actually hold on to. Like, it has fairly nice packaging.
Well, that's one of the things I thought the inside of this box was nice. Like I said, my complaint was that it was just oddly laid out.
Okay, let's not do that. 1 second. Technical difficulties.
Hold on, I'll show what I got going on over here while you do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So each one of these guys comes with a weapon. So this is the Duratan with his weapon and his wolf. I'm sorry that my camera is like not focusing. I think it's trying to like autofocus on my. You know what it is? I have autofocus turned off, so it's not gonna focus. But he looks alright. I'll put some pictures on Twitter. The paint is just a little lackluster, but the mounts look way better than the guys do.
Yeah.
Like this is Lothar and his griffin. I think he looks a little better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the griffin's nice how it has like the trim on the front.
Well, and it's got articulated wings too, which if you were gonna like set these out somewhere, that makes a big difference whether he's like a resting griffin or a flying griffin.
So this is the bigger version of Lothar. He is 16 inches tall.
No, he's 6.
Sorry, 6. Yeah. Okay, he's 6 inches tall. He has 14 points of articulation. I was looking at the box that told me how many.
Oh, gotcha.
And
so he actually does move around quite a bit then.
Kind of. Yeah. So it's like
his foot's
moving around. His arm is moving around. This is the sword. He has a shield. And you can turn it around and snaps onto his arm.
Strap it onto his arm.
Yep. So, the paint could be obviously more detailed, like this is just a lion.
See, that's where this gets surprising, is that's the same size as the NECA figures, and like the NECA figures look way better, and the NECA figures are $21.99.
Like this isn't painted at all, really. So.
Yeah. The quality of the actual figures is fine, like, and the sculpt is good.
Yeah,
but the paint is really lacking.
Like, his kilt is something that's, like, it's a separate thing. It's not, like, fused onto him, so his legs are separate and move around from it, and he can hold things in his hands. And as I posted on Wowhead, I posted a picture of him versus the small one, and he does look a lot better. And there are 6 people in this line, including Gul'dan and Garona, but I haven't seen the rest of them on sale nearby. He also doesn't come with the baby figurines, these come with a stand, but he does not.
Weird.
So he poses kind of well, but it still would be nice because you can't really pose him in a dynamic pose when he doesn't have a stand.
It's just like odd little, as people like Perk and I are collectors of things, and Perk specifically collects articulated dolls. So like when you're kind of like coming at people who are like, I don't know, we both kind of know what we're talking about when it comes to like figurines and dolls and stuff like that. I mean, it's like one of those things, like, we were both really excited because we're obviously Warcraft fans, but not my favorite thing that I own.
Yeah, and also the way it was released was a little confusing because no one was really thinking of the movie, and the first thing that hit the shelves was the super cheap budget line, and what people remember from BlizzCon was the more expensive.
Yeah.
So, and usually, I mean, at least with dolls, like, when they talk about a line, you release, like, the signature, like, the really nice-looking ones first, and then you release the budget ones a little bit later, so, for branding, that's not the first impression.
Well, it's not even just the first impression either, but the first people, in my opinion, that you'd want to please are your big spenders, your big collectors. And that's not going to be the people that are buying the budget line.
Right, or if, like, first impression counts, it's like, oh, I'll buy whatever's new. You want that person to buy the more expensive, elaborate thing versus...
Yeah.
So we think about this a lot for dolls.
They're not bad. They very much come across to me as toys, as opposed to collectibles, which is odd to me because Warcraft carries a PG-13 rating. So, like, not to say that it's inappropriate for kids, but, like, it's weird to me that it's an adult game. Like, the game is, like, not something little kids really play. The market is, like, 18 to 28.
Yeah, and, I mean, the Blizzard Gear Shop, a lot of that merchandise has been, over the years, trying to reach a more, like, mature audience and one that has a lot of money to spend on things. Like the wall hangs versus posters.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
like the
nice
wall
shirts.
hangs are like, and the shirts are more expensive. And even like with the NECA figures, those weren't toys and they weren't expensive. Like the price point on those for the quality that you got is out of control. Those are the Heroes of the Storm toys. They had Arthas and Illidan and Nova. They had the Stitches one was more expensive, but he was awesome.
Yeah.
So these are okay, but I don't see them doing Like, I don't see people flipping out about them. Like,
yeah. I'm happy that there was a Garona, even if her paint job is not amazing, and maybe I'll get like the nicer version.
I'm glad that I got the ones with mounts, because I feel like they have like something a little more to them, being that you can like have the mounts. But they're okay. I don't know. They're good. They're not great. Meh.
Yeah.
They're not bad, but they're not good. But I mean, I don't dislike them. I don't feel like, oh, I wasted my money. Like, they'll go on my shelf of stuff.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you were watching on Twitch, Twitch just died, R.I.P. But Perk and I want to make sure that we said bye to you all. So, thank you to everybody who is subscribed to us on Twitch and who is subscribed to us on YouTube. Thanks to everybody who subscribes to Wowhead Premium, which, of course, gets rid of all of your ads on Wowhead, as well as lets you customize Today in Draenor, gives you a special color when you're talking on the forums, etc., so on and so forth. We will be here next Friday, same bat time, same bat channel, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/Wowhead. You can always check this out, uploaded the next day at youtube.com/Wowhead and embedded directly at wowhead.com. Anything else we missed, Perk?
Nope, we're good.
All right, everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.